I don't really need to spell it out for you because everyone knows that Patrick Mahomes is football's greatest. That's just a universal fact at this point. But what makes this quarterback so great? Well, let's find out. To begin with, the guy's got loads of talent. The way Mahomes plays, it's pretty obvious that he's one very gifted player.
Incredible young career! This quarterback has played at a level you just don't see very often.
What's more, seeing the quarterback play makes you appreciate the complexities of the game and how well Mahomes understands them. All in all, he's got the talent for it. Plus, even other players agree that there's something special about how Mahomes goes all out on the field. Baker Mayfield, the quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams, admitted that Mahomes possesses the ability to do things most NFL quarterbacks can only ever dream of.
Mahomes trying to get him closer, heading the wrong way, and still has the arm strength.
When Mahomes was first drafted by the NFL, he had to pretty much sit out his first year as a rookie player. Where most players aren't all that happy being benched like that, Mahomes took that as an opportunity to learn, and oh boy did he learn. There's a reason why people say the Chiefs' star quarterback has an incredibly high football IQ. It's because he spent a whole year observing the game and picking up on how it all works. But natural talent isn't the only reason for this young man's success. You're forgetting that he's got a pretty good work ethic. You won't be too surprised to learn that Mahomes is very serious about his training. So while I know that the man's got superhuman abilities when it comes to playing football, he also makes sure to put in the work that's required to stay in good form. Mahomes recognizes how important it is to keep practicing.
On the run, gets through to Harris before Gilchrist can get there.
Patrick Mahomes threads the needle.
After all, as a star quarterback, you really can't afford to be a slacker now, can you? On top of that, Mahomes is an early bird who gets the worm kind of person. He's so dedicated to his sport that he makes sure to wake up super early, around 6 to 7 a.m. After he's done working out for the day, the quarterback heads home and gets into a sauna to allow himself a few moments of relaxation. As you can see, Mahomes has a pretty strict routine, and he makes sure he's always following it. There's no room for lazy days for this quarterback. Only after he puts in all the work does he allow himself to enjoy a nice little vacation. So Mahomes got the natural talent and the work ethic to stay in shape, but you know what else makes Mahomes the GOAT? His ability to lead his team on and off the field.
Mahomes backpedaling, in chase, able to elude, and now will run for it, and he finds it.
It's so obvious that Mahomes' leadership skills play a vital role in the success of the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, if you've seen Mahomes in any of his interviews, you know how inspirational and uplifting he can be, and I firmly believe that's exactly how he is with his teammates too. He keeps them motivated to give it their best. What's more, the way the quarterback's committed to his team is absolutely admirable. He's there to put in any extra work that's required on his part, and on top of that, he sees that everyone's working together as a unit. Even when the odds aren't in their favor,
chased again. Mahomes, eyes downfield, throwing, Kelsey.
Mahomes always finds a way to lead his team to victory. The guy's not afraid to take risks and does anything humanly possible to make the game turn around. That's why all his teammates love following his lead, because Mahomes knows how to tackle anything and everything when it comes to the game.
Blitz coming, Mahomes gets away, keeps his eyes downfield.
In light of that, the quarterback's got some pretty incredible stamina. It's how Mahomes remains composed, no matter how tough it gets. His leadership skills aren't the only thing that distinguishes him as one of the best players. It's also how he's able to cope with the stress and pressure that comes along with carrying the burden of success. And the best thing is, Mahomes understands the game pretty well. So he's always quick to use his understanding of the game on the field and make calculated decisions, which almost always play out well. Other than that, Mahomes has a little mantra for himself that he follows pretty religiously. He believes it's incredibly vital to know what you're going to do, especially when it comes to football, because if you don't, well, that's exactly what's going to land you in trouble.
They're chasing after him. Mahomes in trouble, flings it across his body.
You can't go on the field and hope to just nail it. You've got to be prepared for anything that might be thrown your way. Speaking of being prepared, Mahomes has a knack for making that big play. You might be thinking, how's that possible? Well, let's just say that Mahomes has the ability to read his receivers' moves, and that's a big asset when it comes to gameplay.
Got a 2nd and 4, empty backfield, going for the big strike. He's got.
The quarterback's knack for such amazing plays seems to defy any sort of explanation whatsoever. It's pretty impressive how he instinctively knows exactly where his receivers are headed, and then you've all heard of his famous no-look passes, which are always so incredibly accurate. All of this just means one thing, that Mahomes has an incredibly deep understanding of his teammates' routes and their defense. It's the only possible explanation. One thing's for sure though, this skill of his makes him a force to be reckoned with on the field. But then, there are times when even a star athlete like Mahomes has to face disappointment.
Looking to the end zone for the win!
He's not one to take such disappointments to heart, though. One crucial thing that Mahomes learned from his football career, it's knowing how to face defeat. I know a lot of people have a pretty hard time coping with their failures, and as one of the best football players out there, of course, there's the added pressure and public scrutiny, but it seems like Mahomes doesn't let it faze him at all. That's hella motivating, to be honest, because Mahomes is a firm believer in the fact that you can learn a lot from your mistakes, and it's what actually brings you closer to success. Any experience with failure serves as a driving force to be the very best version of yourself. It's no different for this star quarterback. There's another thing though, Mahomes has kind of an unorthodox approach to playing. He likes to focus on a couple of things during the game. Everyone knows how overwhelming it can be being on the field.
Rushing 4, heaves it on the run, Kelsey turns around, makes the catch.
There's the stadium full of football fans and their noise, and then the commentators doing their thing. Yeah, it can be a little too much for anyone to handle. So as the star quarterback, what does Mahomes focus on? Well, according to him, he likes to pay attention to just a few things, so he's not making his brain work too much. In light of that, the young athlete focuses on the things which are extremely crucial in that game.
Just Mahomes moving around, dancing, and then throws it like almost a no-look.
4th and 9.
A lot of people might immediately say that focusing on the scoreboard should be important, but for Mahomes, that's not even on top of the list of things he focuses on during a game. For him, it's more important to make sure to have a successful play after play.
Free play, got him, caught, and to the end zone.
Because at the end of the game, that's all that matters. Okay, one last thing before I wrap things up here. Mahomes' arm strength. I can't believe I almost forgot to mention that. Anyway, Mahomes is pretty good when it comes to making deep throws.
Mahomes flips, pass, caught, Kelsey, touchdown.
Whether they're from clean pockets or under duress, he's got some incredible arm strength. What's more, his throws are always pretty accurate, which is what helps the Kansas City Chiefs give such a tough time to their opponents.
Inside the 10, still knocked out. Oh, what a run!
And don't forget, Mahomes is the very man who threw a ball out of Arrowhead Stadium. That in itself goes to show the power in his arms. It's also what allows him to be such a pro with those deep passes. So, do you think there are any other secrets to Mahomes' success on the field?